So the Max the Cat series that we made it was originally geared towards little kids, 4 to 9, which had these kind of goofy slapstick humor. It actually had Mac X from the Cat Gang, but he wasn't as vicious as he is in the Shadow Cat series. He was kind of more just like a bully in the neighborhood. And there was also an encounter where Max the Cat meets the strange man for the first time, but he wasn't a major character in that series. But then we decided to make the Shadow Cat series geared toward older kids and teenagers and adults that love these kind of cartoons, where Mike the snake and Max the cat, they go on a trip with their owner to a national park in Washington somewhere, and they get lost and they discover this. Mike actually or Max actually tumbles in some couple bushes and hits his head on this little metal door, and they discover this like little secret lab bunker. And Mike originally actually thinks that it's a Cold War secret lab that the United States had. But when they go inside, they find these kind of cool materials. They find this plasma blaster and shadow suit, and they realize they can fight off the vicious cat gang, which has been terrorizing the neighborhood and it's causing a lot of problems. And so, kind of since they don't know the technology, and Mike being a genius that he is, but he still tries to he has to figure the technology out. So the shadow suit and the plasma blaster that Shadow Cat wears, it malfunctions frequently. So in the beginning in the Adventures of Shadow Cat series, Shadow Cat he basically gets in a lot of binds because he'll be in a corner and he's all confident about to use his plasma blaster, and all of a sudden it doesn't work, and then he has to kind of figure out his way out of these binds and stuff. And he has this little walkie-talkie that he talks with Mike on radio with, and they kind of work with each other to get out of these binds. And early on in the Adventures of Shadow Cat series, a lot of the encounters that Shadow Cat has is with the Cat Gang and the strange man, and there'll be like little goofy things where there's a comic issue where the Cat Gang they break into this fish or frozen fish market, and they actually steal these from another lab. They steal these human growth hormones, and they actually pump this fish full of human growth hormones, which actually makes this monster fish that Shadow Cat has to actually fight. And there's a comic where he almost gets swallowed by the thing, and then he blows it up, and then he kind of yells at the vicious Cat Gang for being greedy to pump up this tuna with these growth hormones and making this massive Godzilla type fish. And then we have the second series later on down the road, which is the Shadow Cat and the Shadow Force series, where Mike actually makes his own suit and becomes a Nemesis snake. And then there's his Shadow Cat's other sidekick, Cat 2, which is kind of like this martial arts guy. And then there's the Lizard, which has this kind of synthetic suit, which he's more like the powerful guy. And he also has this kind of bird guy, the bird sidekick that comes out and he shoots out stuff with, kind of like, not like Spider-Man, but similar, where he shoots out the bird and they can attack and stuff with that. And there's also other characters that kind of come into the mix with the Shadow Cat, Shadow Force series, but it's those core four: the Lizard, K2, Shadow Cat, and Nemesis Snake or Mike the Snake. But the third series, which kind of ties them all together, what kind of ties in for the second series and the third series, but the second series, towards the end, this alien bunny, which is kind of this really creepy looking bunny, we call him a creepy bunny, but kind of cute at the same time, he crashes to Earth, and he has these kind of really crazy superpowers, and but he's really evil, and the Shadow Force have a really hard time fighting this guy. And this is kind of what leads to the third series, is this alien that crashed down from Earth. These alien bounty hunters, they trail him down, following him to Earth. And what they find out, that secret government lab bunker that Mike and Max found, that these alien bounty hunters actually had this was their bunker, and they had a co-op with the U.S. government in the 1930s and 40s, where they would actually fight with the U.S. government to keep bad aliens off the planet. And they were successful and had left the planet for a while. But this bunny, or even alien bunny, had brought them back. And it's kind of crazy when the bounty hunters come and Mike's in the lab, and Mike, not know, he got some of the lab going, but part of the lab still hadn't functioned right, or couldn't figure it out. But when the bounty hunters start coming to Earth, all the stuff in the bunker start turning on, and Mike starts getting all excited, but kind of going crazy. He's like, oh, all this stuff's turning on, and then the alien bounty hunters come into the bunker, and they have this huge firefight because Shadow Cat and Mike the Snake are in this lab bunker that was originally theirs, and there's this huge, colossal battle and stuff at the beginning of the third series. But then, you know, they reconcile and realize that they're both trying to fight this alien bunny, and that where the third series takes place, where, you know, they join forces with these alien bounty hunters and discover these more intergalactic, bigger and badder bad guys. And it pretty much sums up the third series. We won't give out too many details because we want you guys to read the comic, but hopefully you guys kind of like the synopsis, and will be interested in reading further video game comics for Shadowcat. Thanks.